What's up, everybody? Okay, I have some news for y'all. It's about One Life to Live. There's another actor, actress that signed on for the One Life to Live project, Robin Stracer, who plays the legendary Dorian Kramer Lord Vickers Buchanan. She has officially signed on for the One Life to Live um, 2.0 revamp. She's officially tapped in. Um, okay, this episode was I liked it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I liked this episode. I enjoyed today's episode. But of course there's always probably like one or two parts I could have did without, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. The look on Carly's face when she thought her and AJ had sex, priceless. If I was there, I would have took a picture of that and put that shit on my wall of shame. I swear to God, her facial expression was priceless. And AJ was like, "Do you want a spoon?" I was sitting there rolling. I was like, AJ is so stupid. Carly is a mess. And that hair, oh my God, that hair was looking ratchet. I'm like, what possessed you to cut that head? Girl, your hair was ratchet. That's all I gotta say. Her head was so, oof. You need a good hair dryer. A press and curl and no lie relaxer. And a perm. Like, her hair was just, in case you're wondering what's in this cup, I'm drinking a little bit early today. This is Ciroc red rum. I got it mixed though. This is Ciroc red rum. I got a mixture of it. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show y'all something. This is my favorite drink, Ciroc. My favorite drink is the red rum. I love it. It's so blazing. Anyway, shout out to Ciroc. Anyway, this episode gave me the chills. Like, seriously, I loved it. It was non-stop laughing and just crazy. Carly and AJ, they were so civilized to each other today on today's episode. It was so good to see Carly and AJ really talk without her bashing him and bringing up the past. And I loved it, like, because finally it's like, even though they're not friends, it's like they're working towards being kind of like frenemies. You know, like they kind of got that Dorian and Vicky, kind of feud thing going. But I mean, Carly do got to admit AJ was there for her and he didn't take advantage of her like he could have. And it shows everybody that AJ has changed. I mean, come on now. If AJ was the person that he was a couple years ago when Billy Warlock was playing him, he would have did something. He would have took advantage of her being drunk. Trust me, he would have took advantage just to get back at her. But he put her to bed. He didn't do anything. He probably slept on a couch somewhere. He did stuff for her that he didn't have to do. And because I sure as hell wouldn't have did it after all the shit that she put him through. I'm just saying. Ooh. This shit is smooth. Anyway. Tracy Quartermaine, she need to go sit her little Michael Myers looking ass down. I am so sick of her. Look, like, seriously, she is so rude. Why would you make Lucy your co-CEO? And Lucy, I'm like, why would you do that? But yet you treat your own nephew like shit. I just swear, I just wish Monica would just throw her the fuck out the house. Like, Edward is not here no more. Alan is not here no more. Why not kick this bitch out the mansion? Like, seriously, she got money, let her buy her own house. Kick her little rude ass out. And then when she read it in the paper that Lucy Coco goes cuckoo, that was the best headline I've ever seen. Of course, Todd came up with that headline. I just think it was just dumb of her to make her co-CEO, and now it's gonna bite you in the ass because when the media finds out about it, there is going to be a frenzy, especially when you own a multi-million-dollar company. You know, you got investors, you got shareholders, you got the board of directors. They're going to be worried about this. That's why I think this is the perfect time for AJ and Michael to capitalize on this, because they could definitely go to the board and get the shareholders back on AJ's side. Because obviously her hiring Lucy Coe was the dumbest thing that she could have did, and it kind of shows that she's weak as a boss. And besides, at her age, at Tracy's age, being 65, almost 66, and you're running a multi-million-dollar company, you know, it kind of, in this day and age, all companies are catered to younger generations now. So I think it's best for AJ to run the company with Michael because they're younger. Michael knows what young kids and young guys want and stuff like that in the product. So I think they need to take over the company in this day and age. You can't do everything old school like back in the day, because, you know, that was an older generation. This is the new younger generation. You got to cater to their, you know, to the generation. You got to just cater to that. But anyway, Sam and John McBain apparently got some past connection that they're claiming. Maybe a past life connection or something like that. I don't know. I'm just so tired of seeing them together. They give me a headache. John, take your ass back to Landview, please. Sam do not belong with McBain, obviously. I mean, I don't wish that the state through the heart thing would have killed him or nothing like that. I just wish that he would just go. Obviously, it's a sign, John, that you belong in another town, not this town. Scoping on another man's wife. Fuck wrong with your life? I am so sick of McBain and Sam together. It ain't even funny. Like, I mean, I'm cool with them being friends and whatnot, but anything more than that, no. I did actually hear the rumor that he was supposed to be signing on with One Life to Live, even though he's already signed with them, but, you know. So, he may be going back. I'm not sure, hopefully. When Diane and Todd were talking and Sam came in and overheard Diane talk about the DNA results, I knew Sam was getting ready to whoop his ass. I knew it. I knew she was getting ready to wail on him, and I knew she was going to go off. This is the Sam I like to see. This is the Sam I've been waiting for. I love when Sam is in badass, kick-ass mode. I love it. Because that reminds me of Sam back in the day, like when she first came to town, and she's so badass, like, and I love that about her. And then Todd, of course, trying to keep the secret and make it seem, you know, he tried to put all the blame on Heather Weber. I'm like, no, Todd, you cannot blame Heather. You could have came forward at any fucking time. You chose not to, so you got to take responsibility for this. Like, you're the one that kept her away from her son for 6 months. You have to take responsibility for that. You can't blame all of this on Heather Weber. When you found out the truth, you could have easily went to Sam and Jason, told them all the glory details, gave them the results. Boom. They wouldn't have opened up a can of whoop ass on you. Nobody would have got mad at you. But the fact that you kept this all a secret for pretty much a year, you know, for months and months and months, of course they're going to be pissed at you. I would be pissed at you. I'm still pissed at him for what he did. I don't forgive easily for that. But you can't stay mad at Todd. I can't. I've been a fan of his since he came to Landview back in '92 and stuff like that. And when I first, you know, I wasn't born then, but I was born a year later. But I do know my Todd history, and I've been a fan of his since I can watch daytime soap. So, you know, it's hard for me to stay mad at Todd. But Todd is a smart guy. For a smart guy, he's dumb as fuck. He runs his mouth too much, which gets him in trouble. 2, you added more charges on you than what you came in with, because you tried to escape the hospital, which is another charge. You tried, I mean, you got the baby switching, then the kidnapping, and now the DNA results, even though I don't know what kind of charge that is, but even though it's inadmissible in court because they can't use it. Then you got John McBain's recording I mean, and I think in real life, something like that, what John McBain did, recording his conversation with Todd, I think you cannot use that in court in real life if that was a real life situation. But seeing how it's soaps, apparently you can. But I'm sure Diane is going to get Todd off on all these charges. Because if you really break the charges down, there's no physical evidence, there's no proof to none of this. Like, there's really no proof. All you got is hearsay. That's all you got. And as far as Johnny Zakar's witnesses, I'm like, the jury is not going to believe anything those witnesses say. They're not going to believe them. Because for one, Zakara is a career criminal. Todd is not. He's a local businessman. He's not really a career criminal. He doesn't dabble in the mob activities and, you know, all that stuff. So he's not really a career criminal. He's a business owner. So who would they believe? Him or Johnny? It's really hearsay. Diane, let me tell you something. She is fierce. Diane is very fierce as an attorney, and that's why I love me some Diane. Because she could get a motherfucker off on anything. You could shoot a motherfucker in broad daylight in front of 13 people. I bet you she could get you off. That's how good she is. Todd just need to listen to his lawyer, shut the fuck up, and stop trying to evade the police. This is why you pay her all that goddamn money, to defend your ass. So shut the fuck up, let her defend you. Stop getting yourself in trouble, duh. God, like, why do Diane represent people that never listen to her and get themselves into even bigger trouble and dig a bigger hole for themselves? And they're causing way more money. You know, they're just causing, you know, making her job more difficult. And I think it's just dumb. She's your lawyer for a reason. Lucy Coe. Oh my God. This bitch. First she thinking DUBOIS was a vampire. Then you're trying to say Caleb is back. I'm like, I am so sick of this vampire shit. I think if y'all wanted to pay homage to Port Charles, I think they should have just did that on Monday's episode or Tuesday's episode as a one-day thing. Not blow it up into this big old vampire storyline, because now she's claiming to be a vampire slayer. I'm like, bitch, you are not Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Go sit it down somewhere. Like, I am so over this vampire shit. I don't believe in vampires personally. I don't. I never seen one before in real life. Maybe there is one out here in real life. I don't believe in that bullshit. But that's just me. But that's just my opinion. I'm just saying, I am so sick and tired of this vampire crap. This is General Hospital. This is not Port Charles. If you want to see some vampires, I suggest ABC put on a Port Charles marathon for the day or whatever on Saturday or whatever and get your fix. But anyway, Felicia, how the fuck was Felicia sick for weeks? She said that she had the flu or something for weeks. I'm like, you been sick that long? Shit, I'm surprised your ass ain't dead, because I ain't never been sick for no weeks. My shit only lasted a day or two, and I was straight. And I rarely get sick, so anyway, Anna, it's good to see her back in Port Charles. I could see how it's hard for her to see Duke and not think about Faison and stuff like that. It's gonna take some getting used to. Every time she look at Duke, she's gonna see Faison. So it's kind of like she's trying to get used to, you know, Duke really being Duke. It's, you know, it's an adjustment for everybody. But anyway, Anna, girl, you need to get back to Port Charles. I'm glad that you're back in Port Charles, because you got some serious work to do as a commissioner. Like, your town is falling apart. You got bitches stabbing motherfuckers thinking that they're vampires. Girl, you need to clean your city up, like, effective immediately. Now Alexis is going to represent Lucy Coe as her lawyer. Let's see Alexis try to get her out of this. But don't Alexis represent John McBain too, in a way, because of that custody shit? Hopefully that's not a conflict of interest, but oh well. Them waffles or whatever the hell, French toast, whatever Mac and Felicia was eating, that shit look good. Shawn definitely put his foot in that, because I could tell Shawn cooked it, because obviously he's a cook. But That shit look good. Made my mouth water. I wanted some. Sabrina and Felix. All I can do is smile. They're my favorite. I love Sabrina and Felix. They're my favorite. They, you know what? They bring the funny on this show. That vest that Felix was wearing when he went to go see Carly at the Metro Court, I want it. The whole ensemble, the tie, the blue vest. Yo, homeboy know how to dress. Let me tell you. He got good taste in clothes. Anyway, Sabrina need to calm down. Stop second guessing herself. I don't like negative people. And Sabrina sometimes always think negative about this nurse's boy. I'm like, girl, you got to think positive. Stop downing yourself. That's why I'm glad she got a friend like Felix who could build up her self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that she be feeling low about herself. She got low self-esteem. And he's the kind of person that could build it up. And I like that. And then when he went to go see Carly at the Metro Court, she answered the door in a fucking Jiffy Pot hat on and a little Jiffy Pot scarf on her head. I'm like, girl, if you don't take that off and go do that here, looking a mess. And then he was like, he was an acquaintance of the bellboy or the bellhop. I'm like, Felix, you're an acquaintance of everybody. Felix is a big flirt. Yesterday, your ass flirting with Todd. Then you flirting at the gym with Milo. Get it. Whatever floats your boat. But then when he looked at Carly here, he was like, girl, what happened to your hair? I fell out on the floor. I was like, oh my God. Please tell me that he's about to give her some styling tips on the next episode, because I want to see it. Carly. I want Carly to be how she used to be. Like, you know, likable. When I used to like her. Because Carly used to be a bad bitch. Like, seriously. She was a bitch that you just did not want to fuck with. But now she just so full of herself. Like, she act like she the queen bee of Port Charles. And it's irritating. Like, I don't get why everybody so, you know, like, they bow down to this chick. Like, you're a nobody. You're not that big. Like, seriously. I will throw your little ass around that room. And not in a bad way either. If you know what I mean. Anyway. Lucy talking about trying to kill Caleb. I'm like, Lucy, you're talking like a crazy person. He's not a vampire. If he was, he can't be in sunlight if he was a vampire. So obviously he's not a vampire. This whole vampire shit needs to stop. Anyway, I will see all of y'all tomorrow. I love this episode. I hope y'all did. I will see all of y'all tomorrow. You know what before I go, this is what I need on my channel. You know what I would love to do? I would love to have a co-host on this show. I really would. I would love to have a co-host. Instead of me doing this video on my own, I wish one of my subscribers could be my co-host. I would love that because I love all my subscribers. The comments are always hilarious. You know, whether good or bad, negative or positive, I love reading everybody's comment. So, you know, I just want me a co-host because it's fun. But anyway, I'll see all y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all pick up your Ciroc. It comes in all flavors: coconut, strawberry, red rum, well, red berry, peach. I love peach. Ciroc is blazing. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see y'all all. I'm out. Cheers.